What's going on, everybody? This is Maddie, TSS Athletics. We've got a good pressing day today. Um, did a little traveling, had a little mini vacation, so I got out of the groove a little bit, but you get back to it. Still following the principles, but just got off track a tiny little bit, but that's all right. Here we've got an overhead press variation to start. I have the shoulders. We are doing banded Viking press. We strap the band on there, and you got some accommodating resistance. As your leverage improves as you press up, the weight increases. So accommodating resistance works well with pressing, not so well with pulling. We basically did 4 sets of 12 here with the bands, and on the final set, we did a drop. So I just pulled the band off, and I got a couple more reps. That's 40 pounds on each bar, plus the bar weight, whatever. When I'm doing these things with leverage, like landmine presses and rows, I don't count the bar because, then you're talking about algebra, geometry, whatever. So I just include the weight that I put on it. So it's 40 pounds per hand plus the red band. And it's a bodybuilding day, so the weight doesn't matter too much. We're getting more volume, and we're going for a pump. I try not to go to failure too much, but that's why we only do it on the final set. That really smoked me. I did 12 plus about 8 or 9 more. And then next, we've got dips. Just body weight. I'm trying to go nice and deep without overstretching my shoulder. Some people will jack up their shoulder by trying to go super, super deep. I want to get a full range of motion, but going super deep, too deep, isn't going to benefit. You're just going to overstretch that shoulder socket, and that's a scientific term, shoulder socket, just so you know. So this is the final set, banging out about 12 reps. Nice, smooth tempo. You don't got to go crazy slow. Just don't go too fast and get out of control. You want to get nice, smooth tempo, feel good. And so we did the regular dip and then dropped down to bench dips or assisted dips, whatever you want to call it. And as you can see, my partner is very helpful with his spotting and spotting himself directly in the way of the video. So thank you, training partner, USA Olympic champion, Mr. Gunn. But you can still see what's going on there. I did a full body weight dip into an assisted body weight dip with the bench dip, and it just smoked me. And there I am making fun of him. And then third on the list was bench press. I don't feel you need to do bench press first all the time. Sometimes I'll do it close to the end of my workout, particularly on aesthetic days, bodybuilding days, hypertrophy, size days. So we're doing it third, and again, 4 sets of 12. We have a moderate to light weight with 205, nice, smooth tempo, all the way up, all the way down, not too slow, not too fast. Again, mind-muscle connection. Try and squeeze the bar. Don't just let it rest in your hand. Squeeze that bar. Try and break the bar. Apply as much tension as possible. It's about a feeling. It's not just moving the weight. So I believe this is the final set. Get a couple extra reps. I started to grind, so I got out of dodge. And then I will do a safer exercise, so to speak. A self-limiting exercise is a good way to put it, with push-ups as my drop set. If anything goes wrong here, I just stop doing push-ups. I put my leg down, my knee down, whatever. I get out of dodge. It's a little bit lighter, but it's still working the same muscles. It's a variation of the same pressing exercise. So it's a nice drop set to finish. And then we did a giant set of lateral raises into flies into tricep extensions. It's some isolation work at the end of the day, trying to hit all the same muscles that we just hit, but you want to be firm and toned, right? That's the technical scientific term to use. Firm and toned. That's what we're trying to do here. Jane Fonda workout. No, but it's good for a pump, so we're getting some accessory work in, trying to hit the delts, trying to hit the pecs a little bit. As you can see, I'm really uncomfortable. I can't get my good position. Now, that's something when you're doing some heavy strength work, you better find your good position before you even start your set. I didn't really like how I was adjusting mid-set. So that's an error, and you can learn from your mistakes by looking at yourself on camera. So make sure you're situated before you start your set. So I did my delt work, did the chest, and then now I'm going to finish up with some tricep extensions. Everything's burning. It's a really long, extended set. It hurts. You're trying to be comfortable in an uncomfortable state. Even though the weight's light, all these reps, they add up. Okay, so a little bit of isolation bodybuilding work at the end of the day. And there you have it. It's a lot of fun. And now I'm going to break it down. So peace out, guys.
All right, a really quick breakdown of what we did. This was week 3, day 1. Been doing a little bit of traveling, getting out of the groove a little bit, so we had to kind of make some small adjustments, but it's all good. You're following some principles, not super specifics here. So, with that being said, athletic aesthetics, week 3, day 1. This is definitely an aesthetic day for sure. Kept everything to around 4 sets of 12, and on the final set, we did a drop set. So we start with an overhead press. Do whatever overhead press works for you. We did a Viking press, and we put some bands around it, so it was a little bit of accommodating resistance. As our leverage increased, the weight increased by pressing up. And then on the final set, we just stripped the band off and got a couple more reps. So 4 sets of 12 at a weight that's going to challenge you, but always leave a couple reps in the tank. This is a bodybuilding day. You're not trying to go to failure because you'll just end up jacking shit up. 80% of people's injuries come when they're really fatigued and their form goes to shit. So failure in our case means when you can't perform perfect reps. Okay, once your technique goes, stop. That's failure. Don't keep pushing through with shitty form because it's just not worth it. Number 2, dips. We just did body weight, 4 sets of 12, and you're not just trying to bang out reps. You're trying to squeeze and stretch as much as possible to get as much as you can out of each rep, not just go through the motions. Going through the motions doesn't do shit for anybody. So on the final set, we just dropped down and we elevated our feet on a bench. We did like bench dips, regular dips into bench dips to get just those couple extra reps to failure there. Next, we did bench press. Bench press on a strength day, we're pretty much going to do first or second in the workout, very early in the workout. But on bodybuilding days, I like to do it a little bit closer to the end because weight isn't the issue. We're trying to get a good squeeze, so I like doing it in a pre-exhausted state sometimes. I get a lot more benefit, a lot more feeling in my chest. And that's bodybuilding. It's a much more of a state of mind and how you're doing the reps, not just if I'm going for strength, I'm going to use one technique, and if I'm going for bodybuilding and hypertrophy, I'm going to change my technique a little bit, squeeze a little bit more, focus on the tempo, mind-muscle connection a lot more. So when I'm focused on an aesthetic day, I'm thinking muscles. On an athletic day, I'm thinking movement. So it's movement versus muscles. And then we couldn't go too heavy here. We did 205, and we had a couple reps left in the tank, but I know it's not a lot of weight, but that's all we needed for today. And then finally, number 4, we did a giant set of side raises into dumbbell flies into tricep extensions. First we did it in that order, took a little break, and then we did BCA. We did this one, then that one, then that one, and then we did finally triceps, then side raises, then flies last. We chose a weight that would challenge us for around 12 reps. Again, it's not failure, it's just isolation work. You're going for a pump, you're going for a feeling. So slow the tempo down, squeeze the muscle a little bit more. And you might end up using the same weight for months and months or years, and it doesn't really matter because you can slow it down, you can squeeze it harder, you can pause in the contracted position a little bit longer, make it more challenging and more effective. So don't chase the weight on these isolation exercises. Chase the pump, chase the burn, and that was pretty much it. Anything else?
No, that was it.
That's it. Peace.